Cyberpunk is amongst the most alluring of genres. A subgenre of science fiction itself, cyberpunk is typified by social divide. The high-tech society sits aloft the lowly, impoverished masses. With futuristic technology, think artificial intelligence, cybernetics, that sort of thing, juxtaposed against the backdrop of societal collapse, dystopia, and the fortitude of those surviving in the midst. We thought it was time to take a look at the 10 best games the genre has to offer. Cyberpunk 2077 and Phantom Liberty. Kicking things off with the game that inspired this feature, simply put, Cyberpunk 2077 in 2023 is a triumph. CD Projekt Red have worked tirelessly over the last 3 years to morph the game from the broken ruin it was to the glitzy, grimy experience it is today. Hands down, one of the best Cyberpunk games ever made, version 2.0 brings significant improvements to enemy AI, character skill progression, and vehicle combat, alongside a raft of improvements to the game's visuals. Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty DLC plunges players into the previous walled-off area Dogtown in a stealthier, espionage-based spin-off, realizing the promise of the game that was shoddily released in 2020. Now, the best time to dive in, Night City feels more alive than ever. Stray. Taking place in the Kowloon-esque walled City 99, Stray demonstrates a societal divide typical of the cyberpunk genre perfectly, from the dimly lit labyrinth of Dead City and the slums inhabited by robots long abandoned by humanity to the neon-daubed, heavily policed Midtown. Through the eyes of a charmingly estranged cat, players climb upward through literal societal hierarchy on their escape to the verdant surface, curiously hopping above rooftops and exploring tight alcoves, as the four-legged feline is the main draw here. But Walled City 99 provides an exceptional backdrop too. Its impoverished slums deal surprising charm, while the relatively comfortable Midtown exudes toxic dread thanks to a totalitarian regime. The Ascent. Fighting for control of futuristic arcology Vels after the mysterious collapse of the overruling megacorporation The Ascent Group are rival syndicates, district bands, and opposing corporations in this isometric action RPG. Praised for its visuals and chaotic solo and co-op combat, The Ascent oozes style. It's also a fantastical interpretation of how the void would be filled following the collapse of capitalism, a rampant free-for-all for the disenfranchised, a test of how one would survive once the totalitarian mechanisms which once held society together were suddenly disbanded. System Shock 1 Remake. With its iconic villain Shodan, the original System Shock features artificial intelligence running amok that's more relevant today than it was way back in 1994. Its cosmic first-person shooting against the mutant crew of the Citadel space station holds up extremely well too, making the original System Shock perfect for a modern makeover. With updated controls, HD visuals, an overhauled interface, new sound design and music, plus the recasting of original Shodan voice actor Terry Brosius, fighting through the depths of space in System Shock 1 has never played better. Deadlink. In Deadlink, you're an elite operative recruited into an experimental program with the sole goal being to wage war on over numerous megacorporations and their skyrocketing profits. An action-first shooter drenched in cyberpunk-esque neon pinks and purple, with the bombast and fluidity of modern shooters, Deadlink features an arsenal of awesome firepower plus upgradable skills and cybertech. There's a healthy dose of satisfaction to be felt in destroying parasitic capitalism from its very foundations, with missions centered on restoring some sort of societal balance, blast through cramped slums, grotty industry, and glitzy skyrises to disrupt the shady schemes designed to siphon cash from the everyman into the pockets of greedy businesses. This one is Windows only at present. Hopefully it'll come to consoles too, as Deadlink deserves to be played far and wide. Satellite Reign. Immediately evocative of Ridley Scott's rain-soaked Blade Runner, Satellite Reign is a real-time, class-based strategy which invites players to assume command of a team of agents in an open-world cyberpunk metropolis. And just like Blade Runner's overarching Tyrell Corporation, Satellite Reign is a world ruled by all too powerful mega companies. The agent's task is one of corporate espionage. Missions involve sneaking, stealing, and shooting to the top of the corporate ladder. There are numerous approaches that can be taken though, with squads of 4 agents tailorable to offensive war machines, covert spec ops, and anything in between via custom skills, weapon classes, augmentations, and by very cyberpunky genetic modifications. Hacking the minds of enemies is just one of the cyberpunk adjacent schemes teams can concoct on their way to relinquishing control from the mega-powerful. Remember Me. Don't Nod Entertainment's first foray into video games before they hit the big time with Life is Strange was Remember Me, featuring an engrossing narrative focusing on player character Niland's efforts to reclaim lost memories of Neo Paris 2084, a place where privacy and intimacy are a relic of the past. It's a world where personal memories are yet another commodity that can be packaged and sold to the masses. Most interesting of Remember Me's gameplay, though, was its memory remixing mechanic, which enabled Niland to infiltrate and rearrange enemy memories, steal information, and even alter their perspective in an effort to manipulate them. A story of discovery and identity and the fight for self-worth in a high surveillance society. Hard Reset Extended Edition. Bundling 2012's Hard Reset with expansion Hard Reset Exile is Hard Reset Expanded Edition, an atmospheric FPS which, like all the cyberpunk-themed games on this rundown, features a stunningly bleak yet strangely beautiful dark sci-fi landscape. The twisted, steaming pipework of disheveled industrial wastelands provide ample playground for the heavy-hitting firepower of combat veteran and seemingly last human in existence, Major Fletcher. With over-the-top destruction, a smorgasbord of powerful mechanized enemies, and a deep mystery to unravel in the besieged city of Bezor, Hard Reset is well worth diving into if you're after a vintage-flavored FPS. Huntdown. Hard-boiled action comedy Huntdown presents a world overrun by unruly felony. A graffiti-strewn city even cops fear to tread. Restoring order falls into the hands of bounty hunters who are unleashed to clean the streets of nefarious gangland leaders. Feral punks and hockey stick-wielding bad guys litter this 80s-inspired pixel art platformer, with fluid combat and schlocky one-liners elevating Huntdown above most arcade-styled games of this type. 7. Enhanced Edition. Including the Drowned Past expansion, 7 Enhanced Edition plants Master Thief Teriel into the bosom of prison planet Pei, who's tasked with sneaking, hiding, climbing, and fighting through the hordes on a mission to unsettle the Betrayal Empire. Free roaming through a colorful array of environments, 7's vistas aren't immediately typical of the cyberpunk genre. However, its stories surrounding the dismantling of the mechanisms of power are straight out of the cyberpunk playbook. A healthy boost of fantasy-adjacent magic powers gives a unique spin on the dystopian genre too. Engaging stealth-based combat gives 7 the feel of an isometric game. It's a hodgepodge of genres blended superbly well, and well worth your time if you haven't played it yet. And that brings us to the end of the video. A quick request: we upload new videos every single day, and if you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing. It really helps us out. Also, don't forget to enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon so that you can receive daily video updates. Thanks for watching.